joining us on this special edition of Out and About today as we look at diversity in country and Americana music with special guest, singer-songwriter Steff Mahan. We turn our attention now to the recent controversy surrounding country stars Maren Morris and Cassidy Pope speaking out against Brittany Aldean's, wife to country star Jason Aldean, transphobic comments. Take a look at Fox News' Tucker Carlson's spin on the events.
Here's a pretty amazing story. Brittany Aldean is the wife of country music star Jason Aldean. Recently, she uploaded a video to Instagram. It showed her putting on makeup. It's on your screen right now. And then she added this caption to the footage, and we're quoting, "I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life." And then her husband responded with this caption. He wrote, quote, "I'm glad they didn't too, because you and I wouldn't have worked out." That was it. Now, no sane society would have a problem with or even notice words like that. But in 2022, this is a thought crime. You're required to believe that minors should be castrated by their parents. So there was massive backlash online. A country music singer called Cassidy Pope accused Aldean of wronging LGBTQ+ people for writing that. And then a lunatic called Maren Morris, some kind of fake country music singer, went all the way. She wrote this: "It's so easy to be like not a scumbag human. Sell your clip-ins and zip it, insurrection Barbie."
Okay, so a fake country music singer is how he describes Maren Morris.
And yet she fills arenas all over.
Fills one of the few females that fills arenas in country music.
And always gets nominated for all the awards.
Yeah, so, well, we'll get to Tucker's comments, but first I just wanted to read out, and I think we've got Maren's, her current song is Circles Around This Town. I just wanted you to think about all the awards that she's had. Okay, so she has had 3 #1 solo songs, 1 #1 duet with her husband Ryan Hurd, 8 top 10 singles. She has won a Grammy Award, 5 Academy of Country Music Awards, 1 American Music Awards, 1 American Music Award, and 5 Country Music Association Awards. And then, of course, in 2018, along with Zedd, she recorded The Middle, which became one of the biggest crossover songs ever in country music. And it became her first pop crossover single, and Billboard called it the song that may have drawn the roadmap for a reliable new path to crossover success. Hello. Okay, so Tucker, so that is who you refer to exactly as a fake country music artist. So what's your spin, or not your spin, what are your comments just kind of hearing about this whole situation?
I don't know when Christians became so intolerant. And I watched a documentary, and it was all about transgender and parents and people who've been transgender and people who waited most of their life to become. And I have known transgender, and I've known them before they got transitioned, and I've known them after. They are not different in their heart, but they're just happy. It's very weird. I can't even explain it unless you've met somebody before and after.
Do you think a lot of it, I mean, this is kind of a leading question, but a lot of it, I think, is based on fear. It's fear of the unknown, not understanding. But I don't understand, though, why fear leads people to put up a wall, to belittle people, because basically, now, Brittany Aldean can say, that wasn't really a transphobic comment, but it is when you say, I'm so glad that my parents didn't change my gender so that I could be a girly girl instead of a tomboy.
Right. And it's just, people don't get educated. They're afraid to. And if they don't, but I bet you $500 they have met somebody who's transgender and they don't know it.
Right.
And they love them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Also, what I love, too, is Maren Morris, when this all happened, she just seems to be so sharp. And it's funny, I know her husband. I used to work with her husband before he was still writing songs then, but Ryan. But Maren did the smartest thing. So Tucker Carlson calls her a lunatic country music person. I mean, which, again, is just hilarious. So Maren Morris, she develops real fast a T-shirt that says lunatic country music person. Now, this T-shirt also has the hotline to the trans suicide line, which is just, I think, genius.
So smart.
There it is right there.
Oh, that's
and if
a
you
great
call
shirt.
that number, you can get in touch with which I think is just a beautiful thing that she's done. But she earned $100,000 in one day, and she's donating the proceeds to GLAAD.
Oh, that's so good.
So that's what you do, is you take a negative and you turn it into a positive.
Oh, I think this is one of the best things that could have ever happened to her, because now everyone just like, if you didn't know her, you know her now.
Right,
Which
right.
I don't believe anybody who didn't know her, but
yeah.
God.
Now, do you ever think, too, I wonder sometimes with Fox News, does Tucker Carlson and this type of anchor, do they just put out this kind of thing to stir things up to pacify their base? Do you ever think about that in those
I do
terms?
think about that. Do they really believe that, or are they just trying to stay on Fox News?
Right.
Just keep their job. I don't know, because it's hard for me to believe that somebody's that hateful.
Right.
But they're just hateful.
Well, and then we continue and talking about, we were talking about the diversity in country and Americana. To me, Americana certainly has more diversity, which is beautiful.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know, than country music. But in country music, so often we again said this before, take one step back, one step forward, two steps back. But and I don't want to blast the guy, but Morgan Wallen, you know, last year he was called out for his racist comments.
Yeah.
He said he was drunk and he makes a racist comment.
Right.
And he had done very well before then. He had, you know, the #1 album of the year. But so he stays out for a little while, then he comes back, and now he's nominated for Entertainer of the Year. Do you think that, to me, more progressive artists in country music, like the Dixie Chicks or the Chicks,
Yeah,
the Chicks,
who lost their deal because they were like
lost their
spoke
deal?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think it happens like that?
Because I think there's still good old boys that believe that you should be white, wear a hat, or have big boobs, and that's the only ones who should be on the radio.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how they were raised, but I don't know. I wish I knew the answer, because I would be able to at least make an educated decision and talk to these people.
Right.
But I just want to get yelled at. I want to yell, you're dumb.
Yeah. So hopefully, though, the more things like this happen, the more people's minds are opened.
Right. And we
then,
need a lot of people who are straight people who will stick up for people of like us.
Right,
you
right.
know?
Diversity.
Yeah, I remember when I came out to my family, my father, who's the elder of the Church of Christ, he just looked at me, he got teary-eyed, he said, I don't get it, but God's our daddy, and I'm your daddy, and daddies just want their kids to be happy. If I wanted to be transgender, my parents would have done it.
Wow.
They would have. I know it.
That says a lot. All right, well, we need to take a short break, but when we return, a candid talk with our special guest, Steff Mahan, on how discrimination and homophobia has affected her career. You're watching Out and About today.